The Roos' last 6 have been contributing more than Lavington's, and even though an upset's possible, I'm going to select the Corowa side by about 12 points in a really good game of footy.
Thanks very much, Gambo. Luckily, we've got through our post. It got me again, Jono. We've gotten through our pre-match. They've waited an extra minute and a half on the clock. Oval on the Roofing Centre, Oak FM Ovens and Murray Football. It should be a fantastic clash. We're seeing Lee Zachary paired up to Cade Stevens on the wing. There's a big challenge for the young Roo. For Zachary, John Hunt is on his own, but now Josh Woods is coming around to match him. So that must mean McIntyre is starting on the ground, is he, or Seymour? We'll check that out indeed. The umpire holds the ball up. It's umpire Wilkinson, and we are underway in round 5. Ball goes up in the air. It's Kelly up against Ayres. One down by Kelly. Fazakli came off the wing, left it behind. Ayres did his own roving, won the hand pass out. Hunt gathered, got dispossessed quickly. Woods is in there as well. Hand pass came out from Osborne to Campbell. Now back to Woods. Goes back to Ayres for a second possession. That's a wonky one. Is it paid 15? It is. And Cushit takes the mark on centre wing for Corowa Rutherglen. Cushit looks for options. There's nothing coming. A big lead from way down. Ambrose has started in the goal square. He went into Ayres, who tapped it back with it, and that's a bit awkward. Now coming through, and there's a shove and a free kick to Lavington. The Roos have stuffed around with it early and have lost it. And the free kick is going to Brett Sanson.
Brett Sanson to put the Panthers towards half forward for the first time in the match. Ball hasn't gone all the way yet. Boxhead kicks towards half forward. Pack of players form. No one takes the mark. John Hunt comes out, gathers for the Panthers. Chips inside, looking for Todd Brown, who takes the mark. Todd Brown's got the ball about 40 metres out. Good work, John Hunt. And we'll have the first scoring opportunity of the match for the Lavington Panthers. Good work there, Gambo.
It was good work, and Brett Sanson, he's played well against Corowa in past years, and he's a very good player for the Panthers.
Very clever play by Hunt.
Mid-20s today, this degrees. Sensational day for football. John Hunt on his approach. Just walks inside, kicks from about 47.5 metres, kicks on its way. Makes the old goal umpire do a fair bit of work, and he's gone across too far for one behind the stick. Opens up the scoring account of the afternoon. The Panthers go to one straight point. Corowa Rutherglen yet to score.
Some of the matchups, Adrian Newman's been picked up by Paul Sanson, Richard Ambrose by Clint Dickens.
So ball to be brought back in for Corowa Rutherglen as the old Biro runs its race, and we've only been playing about a minute and a half. The kick comes back into play. Cushit over the back, couldn't take the mark. Carroll gathered, gave the hand pass off, charging onto it there. Is Cushit, couldn't get there. In fact, that is McKenzie, and the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Corowa Resource Centre scoreboard. Lavington 1 behind. Corowa Rutherglen yet to score. 2 minutes gone, first quarter. As a boundary throw-in will result. It comes in now, and Ayres at the back won it down. It was left behind, though, by the Kangaroo player in Campbell, the coach. Cade Stevens gathers, kicks it inside. In fact, it was Shield. Goes inside forward 50. Cushit now goes for the Roos. We had the player off for the hand pass in. Mills decided not to. Kick longer. And Brett Sanson was 2-1 and took the mark in front of Lockie Longmire.
Brett can put the Panthers back in the attack again. Chips up and finds his teammate in Butler. Adam Butler. Called him Tommy last time, so he'd be much happier that I'm calling him Adam this time. Adam, just beyond 50, probably too far out to score. He'll put it straight to the line, one feels. He's lining up, he's backing himself here, Gambo. Would you back him in?
He's a chance, but I reckon land in the goal square.
On his way now, Butler, ball off the side of the boot. It won't score. It'll end up in the midst of Corowa Rutherglen. Can't take the mark there was Campbell. Gathers now. Corowa Rutherglen's away on the outer side. Chips up and finds a teammate there taking the mark. I can't pick up who it is. Rhodes out there.
Looks like Longmire who's gotten across there.
Longmire with the ball now on the outer wing. Sends it towards just forward to centre wing for the Roos. Pack of players form. Graham Hart got the spoil for the Panthers. Ground level was the big man Kelly. Can't gather. Fumbling around there. Look like young Albers. Quick kick comes out now by Mark Arman, but he just finds the big man Ayres, who's been predominant early for the Roos at half back.
And plenty of the football so far has Brendan Ayres. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. That'll be his 5th possession. Kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Over the top, Stevens with the fist. Woods coming through. Gave the hand pass straight to Luke Carroll, who bombs it into the square. Back with the flight. Cade Mills couldn't quite take the mark. There was courage there, though. Mackenzie under pressure from McKimmie. Mackenzie taps it over the line. Boundary throwing will result as Skills McKimmie asks for deliberate, and umpire McGowan says chuck it in. Ball back into play, one down by Sanson. Tapped out of the contest, gathered now by the Roos player there, but now it's with Hunt. Hunt gives the hand pass off to Todd Brown, bombs it up towards the square. Mackenzie's the only one back, and he'll take a safe mark on the chest in the goal square for the Roos, Alistair Mackenzie.
Mackenzie can relieve a little bit of pressure now for the Roos, and he does. He chips up, finds a teammate. Ayres is on about defensive 50 now, and he gathers. He's got a bit of room to move. Looks to give off a handball, nothing doing. Kicks longer, further afield now towards half forward, looking for a teammate there in Newman. Can't take the mark. Good work, Paul Sanson for the Panthers. Ends up with it now. Was brought down to a fantastic tackle. Play on. Good call, umpire. Spinning around there, Corowa Rutherglen can clear it through the agency of Witherden. Kicks it inside half forward. Can't get anyone to take it. O'Neill's on the hot pursuit for the Corowa Rutherglen boys. All falls now. Mark Arman's there too. Hails for the taxi. Nothing doing. Play goes on. Gathered in there. Comes out now. Looks like Longmire. A kick from about 50 out towards the goal square. And Campbell has come out and taken the mark for Corowa Rutherglen. About 15 metres out at a slight angle, not too much, and he shouldn't have any difficulty in putting it through for the first one of the afternoon, Gambo.
Well, it's not the easiest shot, but he's on the correct side for a right footer. Unfortunately, Kerry Barr slipped over as Campbell went for the mark, so he marked unopposed.
Campbell approaches now. We'll get the first score from Corowa Rutherglen. Kick looks good. And the goal umpire likes it too. The first goal of the afternoon goes to the Corowa Rutherglen Roos. They go to 1 straight 6, lead the Lavington Panthers 1 behind on the Corowa Exhaust Centre. Oak FM is Ovens and Murray Football.
From 15 metres out on a pretty tight angle. 5-point lead for the Roos as Ayres and Kelly, they both missed it. Ayres got the secondary tap, getting the hit out for that. Witherden charges through, bounces off a couple men, kicks inside 50. Newman gathered well, gave the hand pass off. Now the kick is ferreted forward by Woods. But back there and taking a good solid mark for Lavington in defence is Clint Dickens. He goes short, very dangerous kick, and not marked there by the Panthers. Hart gathers, fumbled by Albers. He's under pressure now, gives it back to Dickens, trying to butter up across to Carroll. And Luke Carroll will relieve pressure for the Panthers as he kicks out towards centre wing.
Goes out wide to centre wing. Butler there, hot pursuit for the Panthers. Can't gather, wrapped up in a tackle there. I can't quite pick up who it is. Stacks on the middle, look like, was it Shield or...
It was number 30.
It was Shield out there for the Panthers, was wrapped up in a good tackle. We got a ball up on the far side centre wing. Ball goes up. Kelly got up high, got the tap down. Gathered by Todd Brown. He was dispossessed, and the ball trickles over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Right on centre wing on the far side. It is Corowa Rutherglen leading 1 straight 6. The Panthers 1 behind. Ball set to come back in now. Rucks to go at it again. Ayres and Kelly. Neither got a tap. Bounced in front of them. Arman wrapped up the opponent for Corowa Rutherglen in a good tackle. In there with Shield for the Panthers. Just can't find a team. It's a tight group in there at the moment. Anyway, Corowa Rutherglen get the quick kick out towards Graham Hart. Just slips straight through his hands. Picked up by Longmire. Kicks inside 50 for Corowa. Could have been a free kick there to Campbell. Nothing doing. Play goes on. He gathers now. Newman it is for Corowa. Goes out even wider and looks for Witherden. With it kicks inside 50. Albers back there for the Panthers. Gathers. Elects not to rush it through. Comes out on his left boot and finds teammate in Cade Stevens.
Stevens goes short by hand to Brandon Matthews. Inside defensive 50. Goes into the centre. It's over the head of Hunt, and Brendan Ayres gathers. He got away from Hunt and gave the hand pass off to Longmire. A wrong-handed hand pass away to Cushit through the centre. Good shepherd there by Campbell. Cushit into the square. But outmarked there Thornton by Graham Hart, who was too tall. Gave the hand pass off to Albers. Wobbly kick outside 50. Lovely pick up by Stevens. Gave it back to the running Luke Carroll. Carroll through centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Beautiful kick. Beautiful lead. And McKimmie takes the mark on 50 for Lavington. Good football there by the Panthers. McKimmie, though, maybe a little bit too far out to score at 51 metres. What do you reckon, Murph?
Probably a bit far out. That was Shield too. You keep getting confused with Shield and Stevens, don't you?
I've told Shield to get a haircut. Ron, now you're in complete charge of the club. He's listening down the front. Tell Shield to get a haircut and make him do it. We can't tell him apart, Ron. as we know who this one is, and it's Darren McKimmie, one of the Panthers Bold Brigade.
He'll go close.
He goes from 50. It is going to be close. It's just through for a goal. McKimmie kicks the goal. He made the distance comfortably, and the Panthers take the lead. 9.5 minutes first quarter. They're 1-1-7. Corowa Rutherglen 1 straight 6 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, with thanks to the Roofing Centre.
That was a good kick by Darren McKimmie. That's the reason I like to see him up in the forward line, because he's got a bit of pace. He's hard to match up, and he marks well for his size, and that's a confidence booster for Darren McKimmie.
Panthers have snatched back the lead here, early stages going. We've played just a tick under 10 minutes, just approaching 10 minutes now as I speak. Ball goes up in the centre of the ground. Kelly gets up high again over Ayres, although Ayres won it down. Throughout the middle of the ground now, Corowa Rutherglen come out wide through the agency. It looked like there of Woods, who pumps him inside 50. No mark taken, gathered there by Longmire, kicks to the open square. But it's all the Panthers getting back there. Albers will gather. He's got some Paul Sanson in teammates with him there with Brandon Matthews. He goes over to Paul Sanson now, who can run with the football, can kick in a mile. Elects not to bounce, could have done so. Kicks the centre wing, getting up there was Kelly, dropped the mark, needed to take it. Ayres gathers off the back of the pack for Corowa, goes back in, ball ends up with Newman, it looks like. Puts it inside 50, and it's a lovely kick too for Ambrose on the lead. Marks about 35 metres out again on the slight angle, but should go back and, well, you're just about back in from here, wouldn't you, Gambo?
Yeah, fair chance, but Kelly needs to take those marks. When you're tall, you cannot afford to let the ball get to the back of you.
Started again by Brendan Ayres, crumbing at the back, gave the hand pass across to Fazakali and Guy Chisnell, a beautiful pass into Richard Ambrose.
Set to come in now. Ambrose, first opportunity to get on the scoreboard for him for the afternoon kick. Corowa Rutherglen plays it, clapping it. Goal umpire goes back, didn't have to do a lot of work, puts the two fingers up. They hit the lead again. They're 2 straight 12. Accurate kicking into the Panthers 1-1-7. We've gone just a tick over 11.5 minutes here in the first quarter. Oak FM is Ovens and Murray Football.
Ovens and Murray Football for the Roofing Centre. Corowa Rutherglen 2 goals. At Lavington 1-1-7. 12 minutes first quarter. Umpire McGowan throws it up in the middle, and Ayres comes in from the side with Kelly. Kelly basically landed on him, so he gets the hit out. And now trying to get through Brad Campbell, and he's done it brilliantly. Gave the hand pass back to O'Neill. Kicks inside 50. Let himself down. And Matthews takes the mark at halfback for Lavington. He goes out wide looking for Brown. Finds him. It's Corey. Corey Brown plays on. Now kicks down to half forward looking for Shilg. I can tell him apart this time because he showed me his number. Gave the hand pass back to Carroll. Spearing kick to the square. Brett Sanson takes the mark. Runs into the open goal and bangs it through for Lavington. Great play, Panthers. And it was Shilg to Carroll to a long kick inside 50, as it was with the first goal. A couple of important players for Lavington, and they go to 2-1-13.
Yes. Certainly is, Jono. First 13 minutes of just over have been fantastic. Let's hope it continues. Ball up in the centre. Kelly goes at it with Ayres. Ayres wins the tap down this time. O'Neill in there for Corowa. Got a slight shove. Nothing doing. Stacks on the middle. The umpire crosses himself and says, I'll have a ball up. Hasn't gone very far. Slightly forward for the Panthers of the centre. Umpire to go it up again. Ayres and Kelly to do battle again. Kelly gets the run up. Ayres props under the ball. Neither got a decisive tap. Ends up there for Corowa Rutherglen. Coming out was McIntyre. Thumps inside the half forward. And the mark is taken by Longmire just in front of Brandon Matthews. Longmire now summing up his options. Panthers players flooding back. Kicks across to the fat side. Looking for Ambrose. One out with Dickens. Ambrose grabs it. Well, all too easy in the end game, but he just slightly pushed off Dickens there, put the arms out and took a mark close to the ground. Slightly easy, mate.
He did it very well. Good judgment then by Ambrose. He knew the ball was falling and he kept Dickens well away from it. And the Lavington defender needs to learn by that because Ambrose is a talented player.
And Longmire, Osborne and Witherden going straight to Lloyd McIntyre. His first kick was in O&M footy, the one that spotted up Lockie Longmire for that mark on forward 50.
It's going end-to-end footy at the moment. Whoever gets the score, it goes straight to the other end. Ambrose on his way in. By any indication of the last kick, this shouldn't be a problem. And it has gone behind the stick. He's made the slightly easier shot too. So scores are level here at the Lavington Panthers. Corowa Rutherglen go to 2-1-13. Level with the Panthers, 2-1-13 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
So the ball will be brought back in for Lavington. And the short pass is from Paul Sanson was marked by Barr. Kicks outside 50, looking for Kelly. That's a terrific mark. Chris Kelly took it straight over the top of Brad Campbell, who had the front spot. Gives a hand pass back to Barr, who ran on beautifully. He finds Brett Sanson prominent early for the Panthers. Plays on quickly, kicks it inside forward 50. Ayres is the big rock. They jumped over top of him. Luke Carroll couldn't gather. Corey Brown could. He had a wall to get through and couldn't do so, and it's wrapped up tight. And a ball up will be the result. That Corowa Rutherglen half-back line just showing their value right there.
Luke Carroll, if he'd have got that, he would have been straight towards goal.
Umpire McGowan puts it up in the air. One down by Ayres. Butler wasn't tall enough. Shilg was dispossessed. Hunt picked up with one hand and got gang tackle. Great tackle by Guy Chisnell. And a ball up will result. Also involved in that tackle was Fazakali. And the umpire will do the honours again. He does so now. Ayres and Luke Carroll actually beat him in that tap. Straight to Cade Stevens, who thanked him by kicking it out of bounds on the full. And that's an interesting one there. It'll be interesting to see that on the stat sheet, that Luke Carroll won a tap off Brendan Ayres when I don't think Ayres lost a tap at all last week. So an interesting one there for the Panthers.
Lavington's got plenty of time to man up when the ball's gone over the fence, and there shouldn't be any loose Corowa players.
So the ball will be brought back in by Cade Mills. And Mills from defensive 50, from next to the behind post, will kick it to defensive 50. He does so and kicks it to Brendan Ayres. And he's been very, very good in this first quarter, has Big Fendo. The captain of the Roos kicks it long to centre wing, looking for a teammate there in McIntyre. Hard at the back made the spoil. Gathered by Kerry Barr, who got a big kick up and under towards half forward. Kelly couldn't take the mark from Chisnell. Witherden's little hand pass gave O'Neill all sorts of pressure. Ayres has it again. He gave it to Osborne. Tried to get away, couldn't do so. O'Neill goes again. Good little hand pass to Fazakali. The kick goes up and under. Looking for Josh Woods. That's a terrific mark over Brandon Matthews. Now he takes off. He has Longmire in support. Longmire kicks it down towards half forward. Ambrose is the target, 2 to beat. And Paul Sanson takes the mark in the front spot.
Paul Sanson goes out wide and finds Corey Brown. He's got a bit of space on the outer side now. Looks up forward, goes back inboard towards half forward, looking there for Butler. Gathers the ball, goes over the top to McGlynn, turns around on his left boot, puts it towards the goals. Gwen McKimmie can't grab it with one hand. Getting back to lend support for Corowa Rutherglen was Josh Woods, and he rushes it through for one behind. Takes the Panthers to 2-2-14, leading Corowa 2-1-13 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
Good contest so far. Both teams are moving the ball well.
Nothing in it at the moment as Josh Woods prepares to bring it back into play. He goes to the side. Brent the target. Had it spoiled by Brett Sanson. On the bottom of the pack, Ayres tries to get it out. Does so, but it goes to Hunt. Hunt under pressure. Corey Brown tapped it back into Hunt. And he got wrapped up. Play on it. Spills out now. Ayres again. Gives the hand pass off and coming out of defence there, Campbell. Kicked it down towards centre wing. And the Panthers have a chance to build again. Todd Brown gathers. He gives the hand pass off. It's stolen by Osborne. Right in the thick of the action. Gives it back now. Hand pass came out to the advantage of Campbell, who kicks down to half forward. Newman couldn't quite take the mark. Stevens now with a hand pass to nobody. Gathered for the Panthers there. Looked like Albers. He gives a little kick out wide. How do you do between Campbell and Albers as Hart gave the hand pass off to Stevens and he'll run it forward. Tim Sanson almost with the one hand under pressure from McKenzie. Goes back, clever look away, tap back to Shilg. Shilg on the left into the hot spot there. Over the back it goes. Was Chisnell held? No. Coming in, Butler! Came from nowhere, Adam Butler, and kicked the goal for the Panthers. That is good play, just from continuing to work the ball forward. And Lavington get their third. They're 3-2-20. Corowa Rutherglen 2-1-13. And that is on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. 19 minutes gone, first quarter.
Gambold, an interesting matchup. Young McIntyre playing on Graham Hart.
Yeah, it is. Good for the young fella playing, experienced player. But a clever tap back by Tim Sanson to Luke Shilg. and the kick went over the top of the players, and Butler judged it perfectly, and he ran into the open goal. But just a smart bit of play by the Panthers coach then.
Intelligent footy. They lead on the scoreboard 3-2 to 2-1. 7-point break, the biggest of the match so far. Umpire to put the ball into the air. He does so. Kelly jumps up again. Ayres gets the tap down, but Kelly gathers, does his own roving, gets it into Luke Carroll, puts it towards half forward, looking for Corey Brown. Kate takes the mark. Corey Brown's got the mark about 50 metres out. Turns around, spots a player all on his own in Butler, who takes the mark about 45 metres out for the Panthers. And we'll go back. Hopefully it's better than his kick that he had before, Rhodesy, that went straight off the side of the boot.
You think so? That was a kick that he was probably taught in the days. Yeah, they're the kicks you use when you're playing for Fremantle in Melbourne. Now they want a kick that he uses playing for Fremantle at Fremantle.
I don't reckon distance be a problem. He approaches, kicks from about 49. It's a beautiful looking kick off the boot. Don't bother about that one. That's a goal. 6-pointer to the Panthers. Lovely kick. Goes to 4-2-26. Lead Corowa Rutherglen 2-1-13 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. Gambo.
Looking at it from the Panthers' point of view, they'd be happy now with the way they started. Their key players are all involved in the game early, which is so important. But perhaps Kelly just might to consider playing a little bit tighter on Brendan Ayres. But Corowa, they'd be just hoping to get a goal back quickly before quarter time.
So they need to take use of it, and so far they are, leading by 13 points. Ayres won the tap down, Witherden. Longmire got bumped off the ball, but the free kick is paid before that to Luke Carroll. I'm not sure who
I think
was
he
it against.
got one high.
As Carroll kicks it inside forward 50. Chisnell back with courage, couldn't take it. Barr did. Kicked it up towards the square. How will it bounce? It bounces wrong side of the post. And behind is the result for Kerry Barr as the Panthers go to 4-3-27. 14 points to the good of Corowa Rutherglen, 2-1-13. 21 and a half minutes first quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
Good little 2-minute patch here, 5-minute patch I should say for the Panthers. Ball comes out to centre half back, and that man Ayres puts the mitts up. But mark not paid. Play on's the call. Goes out wide. Longmire's going to be the first there for Corowa. Turns back in board. Handballs across, finds his teammate. Chip comes out wide now and finds Chisnell. Chisnell puts Corowa inside 50 towards Ambrose. Can't take the mark. Doing the crumbs for them is Campbell on the boundary line. Chips around. Gathered there. They've got it. Corowa Rutherglen thrown out there by Newman. And the umpire sees it that way. Good tackle by Sanson. Paul, that was on that occasion. He'll have the free kick in the back right pocket for the Panthers.
I think they've got that match-up right, the Panthers. Paul Sanson has got the pace to go with Newman.
He gave it to Carroll, who put a 50-metre kick onto the chest of Hunt to Hart. Running pass for the hand pass inside 50. It goes. And, oh no, that's not a free kick, umpire McGowan. He's paid one over the shoulder, and not even Darren McKimmie realised he had it. But he does have it, and he'll kick from 45 metres out. A very lucky one there for Darren McKimmie.
It was, Brendan. You've called it correctly. When the player doesn't realise he's got a free kick, it's not really there. And
it's called over the shoulder. It was just there was slight body contact from the Roo player, basically running with McKimmie. But he has a chance to really make it count and give Lavington a good lead in this first quarter here on their home deck.
He's called skills for a reason.
He's already kicked one. Darren McKimmie kicks from 45 metres out, and the skills let him down on that occasion, and he's kicked it behind. Not because of that exactly. 1-1 for McKimmie. Therefore, 4-28 Lavington, 2-1-13 Corowa Rutherglen, 23 and a half first quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. Woods to bring it back in.
They have.
Woods chips to himself, runs about 15 out, puts a mongrel punt up to the half-forward line or half-back line for Corowa Rutherglen. Stack of players go in, no one gathers it cleanly. In the end, it's gathered there, running out towards Cushit for the Corowa Rutherglen boys, puts them the half-forward. Campbell goes up, can't take the mark. Graham Hardy's got a free kick. Newman it was, sorry. Newman and Campbell getting those confused this afternoon. Newman to take the free kick. Paid for holding on. Was it a free kick, Gambo?
Well, thanks, John. There wasn't much in it, that free kick, but anyway.
Might have been the square up for the one at the other end.
I think so, yeah.
Might have been. To come in now, Newman will kick from just beyond 50 or just on 50. Approaches, stops, goes back. On his approach now, very deliberate approach, got the white boots on this afternoon. Kicks on the trusted left from right on the 50. It's not a bad looking kick. It's pretty good. It's another one to Corowa Rutherglen. Takes them to 3-1-19. Trail the Panthers 4-4-28. On the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, we played just under 25 minutes. Oak FM is Ovens Murray Football.
So an important one against the run of play for Corowa Rutherglen as they get back to within 9 points. And the big men will fly again in the middle. If it's a 3-goal breeze down there, Jono, Lavington will want another one before the break. It's been terrific so far. Kelly jumped over the top of Ayres and won a free kick. You've got to get your hand on it if you're going to do that. And Ayres to take the free kick. He's been brilliant in this first quarter, the big man. Fendo kicks it down towards half forward. Luke Carroll gets underneath it. Ambrose at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Off the pack goes for Zachary. Kicks from 50 to the square. And a beautifully judged mark taken by Paul Sanson going back with the flight. Wants to move it quickly and does. The kick wasn't great. And it goes out of bounds before Cade Stevens can gather. And a boundary throw-in will result right on the forward 50 for Corowa Rutherglen in the shadows of the Hartley stand. 26 minutes gone. There's probably a few minutes left with a 7-goal quarter. Kelly won it down to Stevens. Out to Barr, who lost his neck as he kicked into the centre of the ground. Cushit did well to Woods. Woods now to Jamie Seymour, who puts on the pace, kicks to 50. Woods with a blind turn to Fasakali. Now to Seymour, backing it up again. He kicks to the square. Thornton's got 2 to beat. He's never going to do that. Ball went to ground level. The mark was dropped. Newman dodges, weaves, snaps and goals. Great play, Newman. Corowa Rutherglen get the goal, and the Panthers' wind-assisted advantage is gone, and it's back to 3 points the difference. Corowa 4-1-25, Lavington 4-4-28, 27 minutes first quarter, and Gambo, that is just an example of what you can do as a full forward if you continue to contest in the forward line.
Oh yes, that's for sure, but I felt Lavington a little bit unlucky not to get a free kick then. The player was... just unfortunately he was charged, but anyway, it didn't work out.
That is a good pickup. Give Matty Drum an opportunity in the centre, and Ayres has been awesome so far.
Ball to go up with it, and interesting on the wing here, trying to get the Stevens. Carroll preventing that, and there is a free kick.
Witherden ran in.
It is,
You picked it up well.
Witherden's tried to run to Cade Stevens there, and Luke Carroll's tried to stop, and he's running the square. Anyway, Kelly handballs off the shield. He'll thump and doesn't muck around towards Tim Sanson. Takes the mark about 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front. Good work, Panthers. Kelly gave the quick handball off. Shield put it inside 50 in the defence under pressure straight away, particularly with the height of Tim down there.
That's what Tim likes. The ball kicked in long and where he doesn't have to jump too high, and he just does it perfectly, and he should kick a goal.
This has been terrific footy from both teams in the first quarter.
Been fantastic. Tim on his approach now. Looks like the wind stride dropped off a little. We'll get to Jono shortly. Timber on his way. Kick looks good. Goal umpire has no problem in confirming that. The Panthers go to 5-4-34. They now lead by 9 points. Corowa Rutherglen 4-1-25. This is the Roofing Centre Oak FM under the Murray Football.
That's good. We're 2 ads in front now, so I said we're 2 ads in front now, so that's good in case we have some problems a bit later. So the ball makes it back to the centre, and Gambo, Lavington answering there late in the term.
Yeah, they needed to though. They've got an advantage of 2 goals with the breeze, but the Panthers have been impressive in the first quarter. But Corowa, they're a good side.
They're hanging in there, the Roos, at the moment, as Drum almost won it down. He missed it though. O'Neill to Fasakali. His hand pass was taken away by Shilg, who kicks it towards half forward. And a good, well-judged mark there by Cade Mills, who held his feet when Brett Sanson went down. Mills goes short, Witherden at the bootlaces, picked it up and gave the hand pass to McKenzie. Brother of the Morris medalist, Ryan, kicks it short. And the mark was taken right on the siren there by Lloyd McIntyre. And it is quarter time at the Lavington Panthers Oval. And a blistering first turn by both teams sees the Panthers in advance by 9 points. Important start to this second quarter. We'll get Gambo's first quarter wrapped very shortly, but the second quarter's underway and Kelly wins the tap. One down by to Corey Brown, who got dispossessed. Witherden made a tackle. Osborne tried to get through, couldn't. Hacked out of the air there by McKimmie. Coming through Seymour, gave the hand pass back to Woods. Woods goes short. Thornton has a couple to beat again and copped one. He goes down, he might be hurt. Play on as Brad Campbell shrugs a tackle too easily. Kicks towards half forward. A bad bounce there gave Clint Dickens no chance. Newman gathers and tries to tumble a kick to screw back towards the goal mouth. It didn't screw back and it went through for one behind to the Roos, who go to 4 goals 2-26. Lavington 5-4-34 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. 45 seconds, second quarter. Have they used the bench yet, Jono?
Ball to come back in by Paul Sanson. We'll get to Gambo shortly. Comes out now towards half-back, looking for Armand. Finds him. Half-back now along the boundary line. Had to be accurate and was. Armand goes back towards Sanson, now back to where he started from. Stoltz Props will find Corey Brown about 40 metres out defensive fit inside defensive 50. Turns around, nothing further afield for him at the moment. Clint Dickens offers a lead, no, ignored. Mark Armand directing traffic there to Corey. He eventually goes longer down towards Brett Sanson. Flies, can't take the mark. Took out a couple, goes to the back. Todd Brown goes off the ground towards Darren McKimmie. Can't get it. It's picked up by Mills. Good work. Goes back in board. Stevens camps under it and takes a couldn't take the mark. There he goes. His hair shake. Shield gathers, gives it the Bar. Bar fell over and gave it up. Eventually ends up with John Hunt. Hunt goes out wide and Albers is onto it. Can't get wrapped up in a fantastic tackle there. And we'll have a ball up. It was O'Neill wrapping him up in a tackle. Just outside, probably about 52 metres out from the goals for Corowa Rutherglen. It's 5-4-34 Lavington, Lee Corowa 4-2-26, early stages, second term. Ball comes out up with,
Campbell.
Could have been inside 50. Jumping in there, Matthews, got a kick handball out, good work. Ends up with Sanson, wobbly punt, ends up with Seymour for Corowa Rutherglen just outside 50. Summing up his options, goes to go inside. Good smother, Todd Brown. Couple to beat, can't do so. Gathered by Witherden. Steps around Todd, goes inside 50, looking for O'Neill. Couple to beat, did well to make a contest, but gave away a free in the process. And it will be a free kick coming back to Brown.
Yeah, he wasn't looking at the ball there, O'Neill. Good result, Gambo. As soon as we get a goal, we'll get you quarter time wrap. It might be a quarter and a half wrap. It's been 3 minutes. There's been no sign of a goal as the free kick will be taken for the Panthers. Help me out there. It's Brown, is it?
It is Corey.
Corey, who kicks it out towards half-back, and a nice pass for Clint Dickens, who takes the mark for the for the Panthers. It's the Panther Dickens, who has the footy outside defensive 50. Kicks in towards the centre of the ground, looking for Butler. It was over his head. Spencer made the spoil. Over the back it goes, gathered by Stevens, who gave it to Shield. Shield now control. How far did he go? He can go further. Kicks inside 50, and Graham Hart takes the mark in between two roos, and we'll go back and line up from 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and we'll have a perfect view of this one. We're right behind it in the Hartley stand pocket.
Gambo Shield could have blasted away then to the top of the goal square, but held the footy up, ran a couple more metres, and ended up spotting up Graham Hart.
He did, and Hart should realise that this is a good opportunity to score a goal.
Comes in now, Hart, and the kick is absolutely beautiful. The right to left fade was spot on, and the goal is on the board to the Panthers. They get the first one of the second quarter through Graham Hart. They go to 6 goals, 440. Corowa Rutherglen 4-2-26. And that's 4 minutes into the second quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
A really good game so far. Both teams are kicking the ball long and direct, and the good tall forwards on both sides. You've got Newman prominent early for Corowa, and also Lavington have got some good key forwards. So there's an opportunity there for a high-scoring game, and the backmen really have to be on their mettle.
Ball to go back in the centre. Ayres against Kelly. Both being good for their respective side. Kelly goes up again. No free kick there. And Stacks on the middle. No, free kick holding the ball. Didn't try to get it out. Kerry Barr will take it for the Panthers. Smack bang in the middle of the ground. That went against, it looked like Luke Thornton.
50 for Yap. 50 for Yap.
And he's taken himself off, so it must be, it's obviously a team rule for Corowa Rutherglen.
It's undisciplined play. You just cannot afford to give away 50 metres for something like that.
And Brad Campbell is absolutely give him a fair mouthful back too. Tell you what, I'll buy real estate off Darren McGowan, or I won't buy real estate off McGowan.
Good 50, Barry comes in, kick for goal. Looks pretty good. Tim Sanson likes it, so too the goal umpire. That's all that matters. The Panthers kick their 7th. They go to 7-4-46, lead Corowa Rutherglen's 4-2-26 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. Look for the roofing centre, Oak FM is Ovens Murray Football.
I'll say no, don't go. That's alright.
Next time you do that, I won't go.
That's alright. Have you got a Myrtleford score? Wow, great start for the Saints. An 8-goal lead at quarter time as the umpire Wilkinson throws it up in the centre. Luke Thornton, bad discipline, giving away a goal to the Panthers as Brad Campbell kicks it down towards half forward. Disappointing result because the man getting back to take the mark is Hart. Graham Hart on half-back, kicks it out towards centre wing, and now there's another whistle. Where's that come from? It's another 50 metres for Yap. It's another 50, and the Yap signal was made. I'm not sure where it came from, but there's no one heading off the ground as the quick kick goes inside 50. The mark is taken out there by Shilg, who has it 45 out, and Brad Campbell would be absolutely filthy with this. It's not good enough. They've just given away a goal with Luke Thornton giving away 50 for yapping.
Brendan and Murph, just one thing. Shilg often has his socks down too, where Stevens tends to have his socks up. That might be something to look at between the two.
It looks like as Shilg kicks it down towards the square, Cade Cushett gets back there and taps it through for a rush behind. And that is the result. Lavington 7-5-47, Corowa Rutherglen 4-2-26. That is 7 minutes second quarter on the scoreboard, which belongs to Corowa Exhaust Centre.
Ball comes back in by Daryl Spencer, finds Mills in the back pocket, goes further out towards half-back, towards a teammate, can't take the mark there. And the ball trickles over the boundary line and we'll have a boundary throw-in. We're around 60 metres out from the Panthers' goal. They lead on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, 7-4-46 to Corowa Rutherglen 4-2-26. Allowed to stay on. There you go. That is interesting. Play goes on. Out to the far side. Now look like Campbell for Corowa. Chips up and finds the leading Ambrose. Comes out and takes the mark. Doesn't waste much time on centre wing to pump him inside 50, about where they need him, but down there. Benny Alba's in hot pursuit. Can't gather because it's picked up by... Not too sure who the Corowa Rutherglen player was down there, but the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw-in. And the forward pocket for Corowa Rutherglen, who trailed by 20 points, 4-2-26 to 7-4-46.
Jono, different rules for different people. That's very questionable.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't matter who you are. If the rule is set, you should come off. Kelly grabbed it clean out of the ruck. Now gives the hand pass back to Shilg. Sold the dummy beautifully. He sold a second one and kicked outside defensive 50 over the head of Corey Brown and over for a boundary throw-in. And they sent him back. I think that's why I saw that he was coming off, and I was about to say it was Newman's error, and he's coming off, but then they sent him back, which is a very interesting decision. As the ball comes back into play, one down at the back by Ambrose, beautifully gathered by it was Drum who kicked inside forward 50. Now taken there by McKenzie under pressure, or it was Spencer to Fazackerley. He's gone, gives it back to Seymour. Now Campbell is caught. And the ball goes towards the line. Stevens makes a good tackle there on Longmire, and a ball up will result just inside the boundary line.
Some poor handballs then by Corowa. They might have gone on the stat sheet, but none of them hit the target, and the Panthers players were able to pressure and put the ball out of bounds.
They do like giving those short handballs the Roos. They did it last week, and they're doing it again today. Stevens off the ground. Corey Brown caught by Chisnell. Gathered by Witherden. A little chip kick towards Campbell at half forward. Brad Campbell has it. He's 55 metres out. Too far to score, way out there in the scoreboard pocket. Kicks it high in towards full forward. Seymour is the target. That's Lindsay Seymour. Jamie Seymour couldn't get in there either. Now Jamie Seymour gathers. The kick charged down by Todd Brown. Desperation by Newman trying to make up from his error. Beautiful hand pass fired out there by Hart to Carroll. Carroll kicks to the wing. Brett Sanson stayed down and won a free kick off Cade Cushion, who grabbed the jumper. And the free kick will go to Brett Sanson for holding against Cushit.
Great smother by Todd Brown back on the half-back line.
Sanson gave the hand pass off to Carroll, who kicked it down towards forward 50. Timber. Oh, great mark, Brendan Ayres. Flying in over the top of Tim Sanson to take the grab on defensive 50 for the Roos. It's just inspirational stuff from the captain and veteran of well over 200 games. As he comes in and kicks it short to Cade Mills. Defence, he went. Now Mills goes back and Timber does it too. Jumps over the top of Alistair McKenzie and takes the mark. He goes inboard, getting back there Osborne. Couldn't gather. Butler did. Kick towards a goal, but misses to the near side. Some good football and some disappointing errors in that passage. And Butler has 2 goals won. Lavington in control of this match, and the Roos look rattled at the moment. It's 7-5-47 to 4-2-26 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, 11 minutes, second quarter.
Where would the Roos be without Brendan Ayres? 5 or 6 goals behind, I'd reckon.
They might be 7 down.
Ball gets chipped back in by the Roos. Gathered there for them was Osborne. Handballed back off. Comes out wide now, looked like Chisnell ended up with it, but it ended up back with Osborne. Goes out even wider now, ends up Mackenzie's got it on the back flank for them. Turns around along the boundary line, spots up and kicks it out on the full. Too wide, just a touch too wide there for Jamie Seymour. Butler to take the free kick. Adam Butler, not Tom. Get it right this week. Kicks inside 50. Skills McKimmie goes, leads his man under the ball. Can't take the mark. In fact, it was Luke Carroll. And the ball goes out of bounds around 20 metres out from the Panthers' goal.
Very good movement there, Freddie. He did well. Jamie Seymour about to crash into the chair, and Freddie moved quicker than I've seen him move for a long time to get out of the road from the Lavington bench. Ball comes back into play. One down by Tim Sanson. Taken by Hunt on the outside. All right, what a goal, John Hunt! Terrific football by Hunt. And, well, you say terrific footy because he kicked the goal, but if he had have missed, you'd say where was his left foot? Gambold, an interesting one, but in the end, a great goal to Lavington, and they lead by 27 points, 8-5-53. Corowa Rutherglen 4-2-26.
The Panthers, they're controlling the game. Corowa need a lift.
Jono, is that win existent that you spoke about? The ball went up in the centre but then didn't go anywhere else, and the umpire will rebounce it now. It's gone about 30 centimetres forward for the Corowa Rutherglen side. They badly need the next goal. The Panthers starting to make a break just before half-time. Ball goes up. Ayres got the palm down very well. Ends up with Chisnell off half-back for Corowa. Goes up towards Newman. Leads Paul Sanson overrun it. Newman's got a chance now. Runs inside 50. Can't gather it cleanly. Armand puts pressure on for the Panthers. Comes out and ends up with Newman now. And there the flick goes back in board. Kick comes in quickly. It looked like... Not sure if it was Spencer.
Seymour.
Marked down by Seymour, was it?
Yeah, it was a quick kick forward. Came from Dane O'Neill. And Lindsay Seymour took a good mark on the line. And he's kicked a goal. He's played on Lindsay Seymour and kicked his first goal in O&M football. And that might have been with his first kick, was it, Jono?
I think so.
We'll check that out. Lindsay Seymour has kicked a goal with his first kick in O&M football for Corowa Rutherglen, and what a crucial goal for the Roos as they go to 5-2-32. Lavington 8-6-54, 14 minutes second quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
A good play by Corowa just to force the ball forward, and Seymour was in the correct position and he played on. That was a goal they desperately needed, the Roos, though, because the margin nearly got out to 5 goals, but the next few minutes very vital. Corowa will do everything they can to get right back into this game before half-time.
Ball's back in the centre of the round. Kelly to go at it with Ayres once more. Ball goes up. Kelly jumps up again. Can't get the tap down. Ayres waiting down. Osborne goes in. Tackled by Barr. Got the handball out. Ends up with handballs. Osborne now thumps it towards Ambrose. Puts the big mitts up, can't finally hold it. Getting on was Matthews there for the Panthers. Kicks out, looking for Todd Brown. Will be first there. Has to compete there and picked up Seymour. Gathers. And eventually the boundary line beats them all out of bounds. We're around 55 metres out from Corowa Rutherglen's goal. They're pushing forward now, looking for a couple of late ones. We've gone 15 minutes into this second term, Gambo.
We have, but Ambrose and Newman, they both just like to use their hands to get their opponents out in marking contests.
Ball comes back in now, spinning back into play. Ambrose gathered that that's dangerous work, but didn't end up taking full control, so wasn't pinned for holding the ball. Comes out, ends up with long Mike and thump Corowa back inside 50. Hart goes back with courage, not unusual for him. Bar in there at ground level for the Panthers. Handballs up. Hart followed it up. Good work there. Ends up with and spins this way and that. Quick kick out for him. Out wide. There's a bit of space out there. Stevens first to it with Gambold. Handball over his head to no avail to no one. Getting back quickly there. Tap on. Ends back in the middle of the ground with Chisnell. Thumps him back inside 50 for Corowa. And a good work and a strong mark taken by Paul Sanson at the back. He's done well in defence today, Gambo. Rhodesy
gives a hand pass off to Albers, who kicks it out wide, and it'll bounce away from Clint Dickens and go over for a boundary throw-in.
A good matchup that between Paul Sanson and Adrian Newman. Newman's kicked 2 goals, but the Lavington Panthers defender has been good for his team.
Jono?
Ball came back into play, diving on it. Hunt tried to get it out, couldn't do so. Now it's tapped out wide and taken by Ambrose. He has to stop, prop, weave. Went to kick on the right and then changed his mind and went with the left. And Hart got back and took the mark. He won a free kick, in fact. Advantage was paid to Paul Sanson, who kicked outside 50. Todd Brown's got about 5 metres. Dodges, weaves, stops, props and kicks it down inside forward 50, looking for Carroll. Couldn't find him. At the back, it's Cushit now, who gathers for the Roos. Cushit kicks in towards halfback. Campbell has it. He's been pretty good for the Corowa Rutherglen team. Kicks forward, and Drum dives. Couldn't gather the ball. Witherden was dispossessed. Gathered there by Stevens. He's dispossessed. Taken now by Hillary. Over the top, Drum could only get a hand on it. Now Stevens back to Matthews. Tumbles a kick. Gathered by Shield. Blind turn was terrific. On the left towards half forward, and Tim Sanson a diving mark on 50. And as the footy for Lavington, not quite outside his range there, about 52 metres from home, but hard up against the boundary line will make it a tough kick.
Needs a tall player in the goal square for the Panthers here.
Hasn't got one back there at the moment. Looks like Ayres is there.
Just about backing for distance, guys.
Tim Sanson. The distance shouldn't be a problem. The accuracy from out there, it will be a fantastic kick from the boundary line as he comes in now. Puts it on its way from 52 metres out. It's going to be close. Butler! Couldn't quite drag it down, and it's finally rushed through. Butler sat on top of the goalpost, but couldn't quite drag the mark down. That would have been a beauty. And a behind is the result. Sorry about going crazy over nothing in the end.
Oh, you're entirely, Brendan. That was a great leap. It's unfortunate he didn't quite hold it, but that's a tremendous part of our game.
8-7 plays 5-2. Lavington in front on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. Ball back into play. It goes to centre wing and Matthews picks it up for Lavington. He goes in short to Boyd. Boyd goes long towards half forward. Getting back McKenzie. Hunt at the front. And John Hunt has won an aerial marking contest. How often can you say that?
He just showed better judgment than the Corowa players. The 2 Corowa opponents are taller than him, but they seem to be confused. There wasn't any talk then from the backman, and Hunt judged it better, and he should be able to kick a goal from this position.
Jono?
So the ball will be kicked for goal by John Hunt from 45 metres out on the angle of the point of the centre square. The kick is on its way and it's fading way out to the left. And it is through for one behind to the Panthers. 1-1 now to John Hunt. And Lavington go to 8-8-56. Corowa Rutherglen 5-2-32. 19 minutes second quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. 4 goals to Lavington.
Yeah, also Lavington had 16 scoring shots to 7, so the Panthers should be further ahead. And Corowa are good enough to make them pay for that.
Spencer to restart the game now. Kicks in from full back. Kicks long 2 out to about 55. Todd Brown gathers off the pack. Kicks to the goal square. Getting back cut. Spencer to the back of the pack. Chance for McKimmie. Good work there. Corowa rushed it through, getting numbers back. I think it was Chisnell, the player there for Corowa, did well. McKimmie was running into an open goal and forced it through for one behind. Rush behind takes the, Corowa Rutherglen 5-2-32, but that takes the Panthers on to 8 goals. 8 goals 9, is it? 8 goals 9, 57.
This time the kick is brought back in by Campbell. It goes to halfback Kelly. Gathers, kicks us partially smothered inside 50. Lockie Longmire ran straight into his own man Spencer, and then his kick was smothered. Hand pass came from Osborne. Clever little tap on from Seymour. His teammate wasn't ready for it. Woods kicks it towards half forward. Dickens in the front spot. The ball gets away from him. Ambrose has a chance now for the Roos. The ball speared away from him. Ambrose runs in towards goal. Couldn't gather. Lindsay Seymour under pressure. Has 2 to beat. He got... Oh, no. He's lucky. He's very lucky, Lindsay Seymour. Got the hand pass out as he was being slung by Ben Albers. And the free kick is being paid to Seymour for a hold. And Lindsay Seymour will line up 20 metres out, hard up against the boundary line. Tough kick from there. He goes with the drop punt, and the post will be rocking for about 5 minutes after that because it's slammed in there hard. And Corowa Rutherglen goes to 5-3-33. Lavington 8-9-57 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. And we've been going 21 minutes of the second quarter.
Only one goal so far for Corowa in 20 minutes, and they'll be hoping to get a couple before half-time.
Stiff, but I reckon the free was there, guys. Sanson kicks back in and finds Armin, who goes towards defensive centre wing for the Panthers. Campbell's got a chance to put it back inside 50 for his side. Does so now. Pack of players form. Neither can get the mark. Ambrose at ground level. Dickens beat him to it and palmed it down the arm and caught one high. Nothing doing, and the ball trickles over the boundary line and out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. We've gone just a tick. We've gone 21 minutes and 45 seconds in this second quarter. Good day's football here so far. We've seen an exciting first half. Panthers leading by just a tick over 4 goals. Ball comes in, kicked out by Armin now. Finds Ayres, who's been very, very good for Corowa Rutherglen. Tried to take on Brett Sanson. Wasn't successful, and the umpire pays him for holding the ball. Free kick to Sanson on the back flank.
Brett Sanson to take it. He played on now and still has time to steady himself and kick towards centre wing. Over the back, Hillary makes the spoil. Woods by hand to Campbell. Brad Campbell goes down towards half forward. At the back, Newman should have given away a free kick. Doesn't matter because the mark was taken by Paul Sanson, who runs away on the right boot. Kicks into the centre for Hunt, who takes the mark. Hits the ground running away from Drum. Goes down to half forward. Spoil on Hillary was made by Cushett. Gathered by Woods, who gave it off to Watson. Watson lets himself down with the kick. And the mark is being taken for Lavington by Armand. He goes short and finds Brett Sanson just forward of centre wing for Lavington. They're in control of the football match at the moment, Lavington. As Sanson goes short and finds Schilg. Luke Schilg is too far out to score, 65 metres from home. Kicks now inside forward 50. It's a shocking floating kick. And Guy Chisnell has been paid the mark, but there was some doubt over whether he actually held the floating ball.
Oh, I think he'd be paid that. He marked it just before it hit the ground, but the Corowa side, they're just finding it hard to get across the half-forward line.
Chisnell kicks it long towards centre wing. Getting back over the top was Lindsay Seymour, couldn't gather. Osmond goes off the ground inside forward 50. Gathered by Newman, has to beat a couple. Gives the hand pass out to Osborne. He gives it off to Campbell. Coach's goal needed. Coach's goal not got. It's a behind. And Corowa Rutherglen miss an opportunity. They go along to 5 goals, 4-34. Lavington 8-9-57 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. We played 24 minutes of the second term.
Ball to be restarted by Paul Sanson now. Summing up the options. Stops. Taking his time. Umpire will call him to play on quickly. He kicks in to the back pocket and finds Brandon Matthews. Matthews in the back pocket now. Comes back in ball to defensive 50. Had to be accurate and was. Finds Schilg. Strong mark. Hot pursuit there was O'Neill. Good pressure by him. Schilg now comes out towards the wing looking for McGlynn. Dickens is there for the Panthers. Takes a very good mark or a free kick. Caught one over the shoulder there. Spins around now on his left and finds Todd Brown in the middle. Hasn't been bad play either for the Panthers. Both sides had a number of good ones. Chips up as a lovely kick. Finds lace out Luke Carroll. Wastes no time. Puts it inside looking for Timber. Can't take the mark.
Over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. Free kick. Free kick, Tim Sanson for the Panthers, about 25 out. Did I miss that one there, Gambo?
It was there. Timber was in front, and Luke Carroll, intelligent football, and he just got around quickly on his right foot, booted the ball long and direct into the forward line. And that's the way Tim Sanson's got to have the ball kicked towards him now. And he got the free kick there. It was definitely there. So anyway, it's an opportunity for the Panthers coach to give his team a good lead just before half-time.
This for a 29-point lead to the Panthers. We've played 25 and a half minutes, second term. Tim puts the ball on its way. Oh, he shanked it. And it's one beyond the stick. Costly miss for the Panthers. It takes them to 8-10-58. Corowa Rutherglen 5-5-35 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. We played just under 26 minutes, second quarter.
Yeah, I've got down the Panthers having at least 3 misses this quarter. It should have been goals.
They're well and truly under pressure here, Corowa Rutherglen. The kick-in was marked by Tim Sanson, who had a shocking kick. The mark is not paid to Osborne, who gives the hand pass back to Chisnell. Chisnell gets a kick outside to centre wing. Ambrose waited for it to bounce and then tried to shepherd, and it's over the line for a boundary throw-in. Lavington player Paul Sanson appealing for out on the full. And, well, Richard Ambrose has really been ineffective today, and that's one of the reasons why Lavington is 4 goals in front and going very nicely indeed. Ball back into play. Kelly won it down. Gathered by Shilg, who kicks on the left towards half-forward. Albers gets rid of his man and takes the mark for Lavington. Too far out to score for Benny Albers. Kicks it towards forward 50. It's over the head of Carroll. Gathered there. Oh, free kick. Free kick for too high has been paid.
No, chop the arm. Chopping the arm.
And
that's the way they've been paying it all year.
It's a new rule that's come in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's right or not is open for debate.
Well, they've got to pay it, don't they?
Well, it's a rule. It's a rule and it's in, and I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning the rule. As Luke Carroll comes in, kicks from 50 metres out. This will hurt if it goes straight. It doesn't. He's missed to the near side. And another behind on the board to Lavington there. 8-11-59. In control against Corowa Rutherglen. 5-4-34. 27 minutes, second quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
They've dominated so much, the Panthers, they'd want at least one more, I reckon.
Witherden charges through the centre, kicks inside 50. Ambrose used the body and then dropped the easy mark. Now gathered Ambrose, gave it off to Lindsay Seymour. Sets himself up on the left and kicks a goal! Good play, Lindsay Seymour. He's been lively up forward in the few chances he's had for the Roos. And they get an important one late. Corowa Rutherglen 6-4-40. Lavington 8-11-59 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, 28 minutes, second quarter. And that's on the Roofing Centre, Oak FM, O&M football.
Back here at the Lavington Panthers, are very, very close to half-time. The first quarter went 29 and a half minutes, just a tick over. We've gone 28 and a half here. Second term, Panthers lead 8-11-59 to 7-5. Well,
less goals this quarter as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing on the scoreboard, but 6-5-39 we'll go with. Ball out of the centre, quick kick forward by Osborne. Sanson tries to take the mark, can't do so. Armin got one high, and that's the way the umpire's seen it. Play goes on quickly. Dickens takes it to his advantage, kicks to no one in particular, hoping for McGlynn. Tries to lay a tackle, did so. In the end, it ends up with, it could have been, I'm not sure if it was Seymour back there for them. Anyway, Graham Hart for the Panthers tries to gather on half-back, can't do so, dispossessed. Ends up with Osborne now, can put Corowa back inside 50, but there's no one there for them. Coming out was Newman to make a contest, ends up with Adam Butler for the Panthers, chips out wide to Todd Brown. This is probably their last chance of the half, goes on his third ride and finds Luke Carroll. Puts him inside 50, looking for Tim Sanson! Tim Sanson comes out and takes the mark, a strong mark too, holding out his opponent McKenzie, and he'll have a shot for goal about 40 metres out to kick the Panthers clear once more, Gambo.
Yeah, Tim's last 2 kicks haven't been good, and he needs to make sure that he drills this one because He's in a position now where he can give his team some advantage as the half-time siren sounds.
So we'll watch Timbers' kick come in at the moment. The Panthers have a handy, it looks like 19-point lead, but we'll confirm that at half-time. Can he make it 4 goals plus? Tim Sanson on his approach. Last kick was no good. This one on its way. Swings back through the centre, thread the eye of the needle. Tim Sanson takes it to half-time the best possible way. The Panthers go to 8, 9, 11, 65. Leave Corowa Rutherglen 7-5. Well, 6-5, 39. I'm not sure what's happening on the scoreboard there.
6-4, 40. Just take the total.
6-4, 40 on the Corrie Exhaust scoreboard, the roofing centre. We'll come back shortly with our half-time wrap with Gambo. Oh, Rosie.
So siren for Timber redressing the balance for the boys from the Panthers Oval. Lavington by 25, Newman and Lindsay Seymour, and singles to Campbell and Ambrose. It's half-time at the Lavington Panthers Oval. The Panthers are in control.
Paul Sanson, who I think is a really good footballer now in foot. He probably doesn't quite get the raps assess. He does a great job on the ground preparing it, but he plays really a good game every time I see him. And also Newman, Dickens has done a good job, and they've got a 2-man forward line, Corowa. They'll be aiming to kick it long and direct. But the Panthers forward line with Tim Sanson kicking a valuable goal on half-time. It's amazing how those goals at the end of the game are so vital.
So,
Started the last or third quarter, Jono?
pressure on the undefeated teams. We'll get Jono to answer that in a minute. Undefeated Roos under pressure as Lavington lead by 25 points. And Shield got it out, or Stevens got it to Shield. There's those twins again. The kick goes to half forward where Chisnell gets back and takes a good mark for the Kangaroos. Chisnell on half back for Corowa Rutherglen. Wants to move it on. Does so now to centre wing. Bit of a letdown with the kick over the head of Kelly. Gathered by Shield. Shield goes down inside 50. Tim Sanson at the front. Tapped it to ground level, but Cade Mills is there to do the roving work. He goes short to Chisnell. Chisnell goes short as well, and the mark taken by Witherden. Wants to go and does. Matt Witherden kicks down to half forward looking for Ambrose. At the back, Richard Ambrose takes a mark and gives a hand pass off to O'Neill. O'Neill pops a disappointing kick up. Ball tapped away there by Lindsay Seymour. Paul Sanson tries to get it away. He's under pressure. Was he in possession, says umpire McGowan. He decides to ball it up. So no free kick either way. And a ball up results on the forward 50 for the Kangaroos. And a free kick is resulting here out of the ruck contest, and it's going to Corowa Rutherglen to Richard Ambrose. Asking why is Clint Dickens, but Ambrose will kick from 55 metres out. A tough one from here. He's looking to give it off, but he might have to set sail and see what happens down in the goal square. Clint Dickens on the mark. Ambrose now gets the opportunity to go short. He does and finds Thornton, who's back on for the first time since his indiscretion earlier on. And Luke Thornton is not really much closer, and he's out on a bit more of an angle too. But you'd expect him to have a shot. He'll kick from probably about 47 or 48 metres out. He's about 5 metres in from the boundary. In the netball pocket. It's the only real decider that I can find there. The kick is an absolute shocker and will go out of bounds with the assistance of Luke Carroll, about 10 metres around from the point post.
He didn't have much confidence in his kicking for goal then, and that was one of the reasons why it deflected off the man on the mark. But still an opportunity though for Corowa with a throw in.
Call it the past player's pocket. Then how's that sound? Quick kick off the pack. Goal coming for Corowa Rutherglen. It is! Great snap there by Witherden. And he's put it through for the Roos. That really came out of nothing, just off the back of the pack. Witherden snaps, kicks the goal, and Corowa Rutherglen get the first one of the third quarter. They're 7-4-46. Lavington 9-11-65. 3 minutes. Great goal anyway by the Roos, and an important one. As umpire Wilkinson prepares to bounce it again. In fact, throws it in the air. And Kelly over the top, won it down. Left behind by Carroll. Left behind by Fazakali. Osborne barges through. Kicks inside forward 50. Bouncing ball should suit Hart. Does. Graham Hart gathers. Kicks it short for Carroll. Finds him. Luke Carroll on defensive 50. Looked for options quickly and then had to go short to Hart, backing it up for him. Graham Hart now goes to centre wing for the advantage of Schild. And it's stop-start at the moment for Lavington as they just try and work it forward. Luke Schild. 19 points the difference in favour of Lavington. Schild comes back inboard to Armand. It's a possession style so far for Lavington. 7 possessions and they've gained about 8 metres. And the mark was taken by Dickens, who gave the hand pass to Armand. Armand kicks inside forward 50, a long bomb finally. No mark taken there. Corey Brown bumped off the ball. Woods also in there as well as Cushit. Ball was thrown out there by Thornton. Play on's the call. Almost gathered there. Now it comes out to Schild. Schild chips it wide with an up and under kick and finds Todd Brown, who drops the sitter. Brown has time to stop and steady. Now kicks in towards the goal square. And Cade Mills takes the saving mark for the Roos.
Mills comes out to the near side where he'll find Spencer all on his own. Hot pursuit was Kelly, but was there far too late. Spencer now sums up his options. Got a couple of players inboard. Elects to go there. Not the best of kicks, but does the job and finds Thornton. Thornton on the back flank now. Corowa's got the first. They'd be looking for the second of the term. Swings around on his trusted left. Ben Alba's up. Third man up for the Panthers. Taps it down. Matthews makes a contest in there. Stacks on the middle and we'll have a ball up on centre wing. We've played just on 5 minutes. We've gone right on 5 minutes here in the third term. From the Lavington Panthers, glorious day. Fantastic match so far. Coming to you live on Oak FM Football. Ball goes up on centre wing. Kelly gets the tap down, ends up with Matthews. Spun this way, very clever. Release Luke Carroll, can thump him inside 50. Looks down there towards McKimmie. Won't take the mark, goes over his head. Tim Sanson, hot pursuit, laid the tackle across on Cushit. He handballed it off and ends up with McKenzie in the back pocket. Spins around, can look towards Chisnell. No, goes further afield where he finds for Zachary. Zachary on the back flank, spins around on his right boot, puts it towards centre wing where Spencer takes a strong mark in front of Matthews on centre wing.
They're lifting Corowa.
Spencer to Osborne and gets it back running past. The Roos have lifted, but they haven't put it on the board yet. The kick out wide for Lindsay Seymour. He gathers, swings onto the left and snaps towards half forward. Armand judges the best and gets a fist on it. Now Lavington on the rebound can hurt. Hart goes off the ground towards half forward. Lockie Longmire had it spent before he got it. Picked up by McKenzie. He comes out of defence and bombs it long towards centre half forward. It's a helicopter punt and Brendan Ayres gets under it, takes the mark. Hand pass quickly. The Roos spoiled each other with it and Campbell. Osborne does the mopping up. Gets an ugly little up and under kick for Spencer. And Daryl Spencer takes the mark.
Got one of the guts to go on with.
Yes, he did. Chris Kelly made sure he earned it. And that gives McKenzie a chance to run, which he'd be better suited to, I would think. Daryl Spencer's got to catch his breath here. He doesn't look too healthy at all.
Will he kick the distance, Rhodes?
No, he won't. He'll kick it about 15 metres short, and the mark will be taken by Witherden just inside 50. He hears a voice and kicks awkwardly, but it comes off, and the mark is being taken by the coach. Brad Campbell has it. 40 metres out, close enough to directly in front.
He should realise how important this kick is. They've had the better of the third quarter so far, and he can peg the lead back significantly with a straight kick.
It's a big coach's goal needed here by Brad Campbell. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 so far. Comes in from 40 metres out and sprays it to the right. And through for 1 behind to Corowa Rutherglen. The Roos go to 7 goals, 5-47. Lavington 9-11-65 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. 7.5 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Seth Sanson puts it straight to the centre of the ground from fullback. He's been as good as any on the ground this afternoon. In the middle, John Hunt grabbed up there. Tackle Luke Carroll and his opponent. Pete holding the ball. Todd Brown takes it and plays on now. Thumps it inside 50 or right to the 50 for the Panthers. To his brother Corey. Can't take the mark. Oh, they had Brett Sanson if he could release it. Couldn't. Ends up with him now. Kicks 1-on-1 in the air. Coming out there to meet it for Corowa Rutherglen was Cushit. Tim Sanson front position. Taps it down. Picked up by brother Brett. John Hart kicks from near the boundary for the Panthers.
That's a super goal.
And he's kicked the goal.
What a super goal by Hunt.
John Hart, they've created something from nothing. The Panthers for their 10th of the afternoon. They go to 10-11-71. Lead Corowa Rutherglen at 7-5-45. That's his third, is it?
2-1.
2-1. 2 goals, 1 for John Hunt this afternoon. Gambo, clever play there. They just kept the ball alive and ended up, and Rex finished it off.
That's what you got to do, but great kick by Hunt then. Just the goal the Panthers needed to keep the Corowa at bay by 4 goals, but it's going to be a good third quarter because Corowa will throw everything at the Panthers, and the Lavington side have got to make sure they stand up in the challenge.
Rhodes is giving me all sort of signals here.
Yeah, we'll work it out, Murph. Ron knows. He'll learn. Ball came out. Campbell give it off to Fasakali. Kick was smothered by Stevens. Stevens held onto the ball, gave the hand pass back to Sanson Paul. Paul's kick goes out wide, and it bounces in front of Osborne. Took his eyes off the ball there for a second, Osborne, but the boundary line was close and over for a throw-in. So a boundary throw-in will result. And Ambrose is having a run in the ruck, and he'll be taking it with Kelly. They go at it, and Kelly wins it down, gathered there by Corey Brown. He's into pressure, he's caught. Dropped it cold, did Corey Brown.
They've been hold on that today.
They have, but it was there. Darryl Spencer made the tackle and took the free kick. He goes very short to Chisnell. And Guy Chisnell has it. He's still too far out to score, Chisnell. Brendan Ayres is floating forward, so he kicks in that direction. Ayres has a chance here. He got under the ball. Played on Paul, and Sanson Paul gets a kick out of defence. Bouncing ball, and McKenzie backs himself with pace. Oh, Brett Sanson's pulled up short. Might have done something there. We'll keep an eye on that. For Zachary. Kicks it inside forward 50. At the back, it almost landed in the hands of Brad Campbell. Gave the hand pass out to Ayres. Now to Chisnell. Chisnell set sail from 52, but couldn't bring it back, and it's out of bounds on the full. Brett Sanson has pulled up short with some sort of leg injury, maybe at the bottom of the calf, I think.
I think that's where he put his hand down to the bottom
He
of
went
his
straight
calf.
to the calf.
Near the Achilles.
He's coming straight to the bench too, so that could be a real worry for Lavington because he's been very good so far. As the ball is brought back into play by Paul Sanson, Brendan Ayres couldn't take the mark. Now a chance for Lavington with Butler, but Lockie Longmire worries him out of the play and over the line, Jono. Okay, we'll keep with you on that one.
Ball to come in right in front of us, the commentary position. A-grade position here. Comes down. Corey Brown for the Panthers, wrapped up by Osborne. The umpire crosses himself, and I'll have it, thanks. Brendan Ayres been caught. Oh, mouthing off again, and this time against the Panthers.
Brandon Matthews
against this time. I thought it was against Corowa Rutherglen again for a third time for a moment. Anyway, ends up with Spencer, chips up. He'll find Ambrose. Comes out and takes the mark. Very tough angle. He's a fair way out too. Man on the mark, Clint Dickens stands on the 50. Ambrose spots a man, but won't find him. In fact, it's a poor kick in the end. He went to the dead pocket, so even if it was a mark, it was going to be a tough angle to kick from. No percentage there and out of bounds on the full. Paul Sanson to return it for the Panthers now. Thanks, Jono.
Paul Sanson kicks it back in from the shadows. Clint Dickens judged it, and Carroll couldn't take the mark over the back. Gathered by Chisnell, threw it on the boot. It's going to be borderline. Big fly. Did the fist come?
Yeah.
Not in time. It's out of bounds on the full. And a free kick will go to Lavington. It will go to Paul Sanson. About 35 metres around from the Lavington goal. From the Corowa Rutherglen goal.
In this situation, Kelly's got to get down the ground, I reckon, to give him a tall option.
Give an option.
Goes short and finds Armand, who's under pressure. Shrugged the tackle and gave it to Barr. Goes around centre wing looking for... there's no one there except for Chisnell. Chisnell can swing back inboard on the right to Longmire. Lockie Longmire stops and goes back now, Longmire. Steadies and kicks down towards forward 50. There's a big pack to fly at the back. It bounced off the head there of Ambrose. The ball fires out to Spencer. The hand pass was too hot for Witherden. And a ball up is the only result that can come out of that. And that's what we have, 40 metres out directly in front of the Roos goal. They've controlled the play so far, but they're still 4 goals behind as they were at half-time. Ball goes up. One down to Osborne. Osborne dodges, weaves, snaps out of the pocket. And was there holding there? No, says the umpire. There's still holding going on. And maybe Luke Thornton was unlucky not to get a free kick on occasion. But a behind is the result to the Roos. They're 7-6-48. Lavington 10-11-71 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, 13 minutes third quarter.
Sanson brings it back in and finds and he can go. He's got about 15 metres to work with. Takes one bounce and finds Barr on centre wing for the Panthers. Goes around, swings onto his left boot, not wasting time. Centre half forward towards McKimmie. Comes out, can't take the mark. Carroll does the crumbing to Rex Hunt and balls it off. Here's a chance for Butler. He kicks from just beyond 50 towards Tim Sanson. Tap of the back. Here's a chance for Hillary for the Panthers.
It's a goal.
And Josh Hillary kicks another one for the Panthers. That takes them to 11-11-77 to Corowa Rutherglen 7-7-49 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. For the Roofing Centre Oak FM is Ovens and Murray Football.
Umpire McGowan puts it up in the air. One down by Kelly. Gets a quick kick out. Towards half forward it goes. Luke Carroll tries to tap it forward. Butler had it knocked away from him by McKenzie. Gathered by Mills, who got pushed. Play on's the call. McKenzie didn't get a kind bounce. Luke Shield ran away from him. Kicked on the left foot to the danger position. Sanson! It's paid.
It's paid a mark.
They haven't been paying those all day. Technically it is a mark, but when the umpires haven't been paying it all day, it's an interesting decision. And Tim Sanson will go back and line up, and this would make it very difficult for Corowa Rutherglen. The margin could go out to nearly 6 goals here. As Tim Sanson deliberates over it. He's kicked 2 so far. Comes in now. Sends it on its way from 20 metres out, directly in front, and kicks it over the advertising boards for a goal. And Lavington is doing it well at the Panthers Oval. They're 12-11-83. Corowa Rutherglen 7-7-49, and in trouble on the Corowa Exhaust. Made his way back into the field of play, and a new ball is returned from the other end. That's what happens when you kick it out of the ground. Isn't it amazing?
Ball's back into the centre of ground and goes up. Tapped down by Ayres. Corowa Rutherglen do need the next now. Coming out, it looked like it was at Campbell for Corowa Rutherglen, the coach. Handball stacks on the middle. The umpire will blow the whistle, and Will Cross himself will have a ball up around 55 metres out. Corowa Rutherglen's goal. They do trail 7-6-48 to the Panthers 12-11-83. It's a handy buffer now.
Jono, do you reckon he would have done that if they were 6 goals down?
Ball goes up. Ayres got the tap down. Quick kick come out by Campbell towards Olds. Oh, couldn't take the mark. Was Ambrose. Sanson at the back. He has been good for the Panthers in the last line today. Finds Stevens. Can't take the mark. Can he gather because he's got some time? He had 4 Corowa players around him. Beat them. Chipped up and found Butler. Butler swings around on the right boot. Will put the Panthers back into attack towards McKimmie. Just too far for him. Mills there in off pursuit. Gathers. Handballs back, did well. Gave it to McKenzie. McKenzie kicks on right boot now towards centre wing. No mark taken there for Corowa Rutherglen. Picked up by Butler. Adam Butler towards Sanson. Box position. Puts the mitts up. Won't be paid the mark. Gathered by McKimmie. Play goes on. Handball comes out. A land up with McKenzie, and he'll clear for pressure for Corowa Rutherglen.
He does to the outer side. Finds Lindsay Seymour on the lead. He's shown some signs today, Seymour. Runs around onto the right boot. He's got both sides of his body. Kicks into the centre. Paul Sanson with a fist has been terrific. It goes away towards the advantage of Osborne, who dives in on it. Boyd's there for company. Play on's the call as it swings out of the pack there. Trying to get through Newman. Hasn't done much today. Albers gets slung out of the road by Jamie Seymour, but his kick releases Todd Brown, who drops his second chest mark of the quarter. He's got enough time to recover. Runs to 50. Kicks to the goal square. McKimmie shoved his man out of the road and then kicked off the ground, and maybe a deserved result there as it trickles over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Jono, just quickly, mate, how's Brett Sanson? He's just hobbling around there.
Doesn't look well.
Righto.
Doesn't need to be at the moment. As McKimmie grabs it out of the pack and snaps towards goal. He's a bit closer this time, but not quite there again, and a behind is the result. Lavington in total control at the moment. They lead by 6 goals now. They're 12-12-84. Corowa Rutherglen 7-6-48. The scoreboard again wrong. They can't add up over there, Murph. It's 20 minutes, third quarter on the Corowa Resource Centre scoreboard.
No idea, Rosie. Anyway, ball comes back in. It's at half back for Corowa Rutherglen. Panthers doing all the attacking at the moment. Ends up with theirs. He's been a bit quieter this term after a fantastic first half. Ball ends up going towards half forward. Up big mitts. Fantastic mark taken by Newman there in front of St. Paul. Newman spins around. Umpire tells him no. Go back around your mark, son. Looks up now. All he can see is a flood of Panthers players. Kicks up looking for Ambrose. Ambers did well to get in the road. Dickens tapped it over. Ends up with Osborne, but kicks on his right boot, and it's a terrible kick. Good pressure. Young Benny Albert. The ball goes out of bounds on the full. Free kick to be taken by Clint Dickens of the Panthers. Looks to switch pay. Will go across to the goal square. Doesn't only goes 15 metres just. Finds Luke Carroll, who runs on now towards half-back. Gathering on the half bounce was Corey Brown. Gave it to brother Todd. Todd goes towards that near side here. Looking for McGlynn just on the ground. Can't take the mark. Butler was tackled and he had 2 tackles there. One was around his neck. The umpire was blindsided. Newman and Mills doing the tackling there for Corowa Rutherglen. Will have a ball up. Ball goes up. Kelly gets a tap down for the Panthers. Comes out. Chance for Osborne. Just gathers. Good pressure. McGlynn. He dropped it. And the umpire said, well, he was held on. Or he was stiff there, Armin.
He was. He battled hard and he really impeded Osborne. But Corowa there trying hard to get that vital goal.
Osborne went short and found O'Neill, who's held it for about 3 minutes. And now kicks it up towards the full forward position. Gives Ambrose a chance to fly. Play on as he had to make the spoil. Left behind by Jamie Seymour. Here's a chance for Hunt to clear for Lavington. His kick into the centre of the ground bounces poorly for Mackenzie and Hillary. Gathered by Cushett. Shrugs the tackle off to Witherden. Witherden goes short by hand. Under pressure there is Osborne. And this time the free kick's luckier than the last one. And it goes to Marcus Osborne against Kerry Barr. Osborne goes into centre half forward. Lindsay Seymour at the back. Rode it off the hands and kicked towards the goal square. At the back is it Newman! No mark paid, so he snaps around to the square and it'll bounce away. Corowa Rutherglen want this to go out. It won't. And Todd Brown will run away. Gives the hand pass off to the advantage of Hillary. Now back to Brown. Todd Brown kicks it down towards centre wing and a good mark on the lead for McGlynn. Lee McGlynn has it now. Steadies the situation down. Now goes short and finds a teammate there in Corey Brown.
They're running hard, the Panthers.
They are, and the fat lady's clearing a throat too, Murph, because it's hard to see where Corowa Rutherglen's going to turn this around. As the kick comes up from Corey Brown, he goes down towards full forward. No one to take the mark. How will it sit for John Hunt at the back? He's the only one back there. He had 10 years to kick the ball and he kicked a point. And Lavington lead by 37 now. 12-13-85. Corowa Rutherglen 7-6-48. 23 minutes third quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
He should have used his pace to advantage then, Hunt.
No one would have caught him.
10 years, you reckon, Rosie?
Just about.
Fair enough. He used 9.5 of them. Anyway, it's back in, and O'Neill, I think it was, for Corowa Rutherglen that got it and kicked out wide to Seymour. And the boundary line has beat him, I think. That it has, and there will be a boundary throw-in. Just defensive side of centre wing for Corowa Rutherglen.
3 goals to 1 so far in this third quarter, so Corowa have fallen further behind on the scoreboard. It's going to take a massive effort in the last quarter for the Roos to win this game. They're going to have to kick at least 7 goals in the final term.
It was a bad boundary throw-in, so we'll have to do it again. We've gone just over 24 minutes. First one 29.5, second a tick over 31. Ball comes in, somewhere in between there. Hopefully this quarter stacks in the middle. We'll have a ball up. So not much happening on the far side. It is the Panthers leading a good tussle here, 12-13-85 to 7-6-40. Here at the Lavington Panthers, shadow is starting to gather around late in the third term. Ball goes up. Kelly gets the tap down. In there was looking like Lockie Boyd, was it, for the Panthers? And will receive a free kick. I think it's Lockie Boyd. Does look at it. There's a bit to do out there with a couple of players.
Bit of frustration. And,
Boyd went by hands to Todd Brown, who kicks it down towards full forward. No one to take the mark. John Hunt gathers, swings around on the right boot and gets the same result as a minute ago. 3 for 1 behind. He's kicked 2 goals, 3. Lavington is doing it on the bit at the moment. They're 12-14-86. The undefeated Rhodes won't be undefeated for much longer, or you wouldn't think. They're 7-6-48, 25 minutes, third quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. And really, Gambo, there's one side in total control here as Spencer brings it back in. It's roved by Butler. His kick was off balance under pressure. Chisnell slips over and the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw.
I'd just like to mention 2 players. They're both playing in defence and been great performers for their team. One is Paul Sanson. He's had the better of Newman so far, and also Cade Mills, been a really good player for Corowa, had the better of McKimmie.
Ball comes in, tapped out to the danger area for the Panthers. Kick came out. Cade Stevens gathered it, elected not to go back for his kick and thumbs towards goal. One behind. I think, guys, it's a bit early to call, but I reckon we're having a look at the changing point in the Panthers season here, Rosie.
Could very well be. They're really showing right now what everyone expected them to show a few weeks ago when they were picked to be the second favourites behind the Wodonga Bulldogs. They lead by 38 points. The short pass goes to Fazakali. He's been quieter today. He went short to Brad Campbell. Good way to get a game next week. Campbell kicks it down centre wing. Cade Mills judges it best and takes the mark. He goes short and finds the advantage there of O'Neill. Under pressure, dispossessed, has to go back to Mills. Mills goes short. Cushit waited for it and lost it to Kelly. Dragged it in, under pressure now. Ball trips out and he got caught high. Yeah, how do you do going on now? Kelly and Cushit involved. Didn't see anything. I
tell you what, Osborne threw his arm
away
around there, and yeah.
As the kick goes forward from Shilg off the hand pass from Kelly towards half forward, and Watson gets it, hand passes it towards the line. You might have seen something that I didn't, Merv.
No, not a lot in it. Osborne threw his hand around and collected the earloaf of Lockie Boyd, but no, the umpire just liked a free kick. Obviously, he's seen something. That's all that matters.
Ball back into play. Tim Sanson taps it over the back. Woods gathers for the Roos. The kick was chopped off by Barr, who kicks inside forward 50. Now a little bit of a nudge there from McGlynn's been seen.
Not so much of a little nudge.
And the free kick has been paid to Cade Mills. Inside defensive 50, Mills. He goes short across the face of goal to Witherden. Haven't gained much out of that. Witherden short again. O'Neill is called out by Drum, who takes the mark for the Roos. The 44-gallon drum comes away and goes to the outer side for Josh Woods, who can't take the mark. At the back is Spencer, gives the hand pass over, a looping one to Jamie Seymour. Has to get around Cade Stevens. Had to kick instead. Big fly from Newman, couldn't drag the mark down. Play on the call. Osborne gets met solidly in there, and it's on. It's on.
It is on.
And what's going to come in? It's a free kick to Osborne. And what's the umpire calling here? One. The free kick is going.
Being reversed.
It's been reversed against Osborne to Kelly, who pass to Carroll, and now it goes to. In fact, the players hasn't been started again. It's got to come back.
He's got to get control now of the umpire. Indicate clearly who gets the free kick.
The free kick went to Kelly, who gave the hand pass back to Paul Sanson. Sanson's kick was ordinary, gave Woods a chance. He got bumped off the ball, but went again. Josh Woods kicks up towards half forward. Kelly floats in from the side and takes a good mark on the siren. And the Lavington Panthers are marching to their second win of the season in what has been a very impressive performance so far. Corowa Rutherglen has all the work to do, and Lavington lead it by 38 points at three-quarter time. They're 12 goals, 14-86, leading Corowa Rutherglen 7 goals, 6-48 on the Corowa Exhaust Centre. Brad Campbell and Richard Ambrose. Gambo, can you see any way that Corowa Rutherglen can get back into this game 39 points down at three-quarter time?
No, because they're not playing well enough. They haven't just got enough winners around the ground. Their good players are mainly in defence position to record their second win.
For sure. Jono, what was the speeches at three-quarter time? We're underway in the fourth and final term from the Lavington Panthers. Ball came out of the centre quickly for the Panthers, gathered by Josh Hillary. Gave it off to Todd Brown, swings onto his left boot, looking down there for McKimmie. Sticks out the left mid, can't take the mark. Mills got a quick kick forward. Coming out to meet it was Osborne, tried to take out Hillary in the process. Ball ends up coming out to Chisnell. You're right in front of us, in front of the commentary box there. Ball comes down centre wing. Looking down there, trying to take a one-handed mark for Corowa Rutherglen down there. McIntyre kicking towards half forward, can't take the mark. In up pursuit, Benny Albers will be first there for the Panthers. Can't gather. Matthews goes in with O'Neill. Ball tied up. We'll have a boundary throw in. We've gone just under a minute in the fourth and final term from the Lavington Panthers Oval.
All the pressure on Corowa Rutherglen. Lavington just needs to keep doing what they're doing and they'll win comfortably. Umpire goes up in the air, one down by Kelly, off the back of the hand to Shulk to Carroll, charged down, beautiful smother by Newman, and it's over for a boundary throw-in. It's the roll of the dice because Newman's 2 goals came in the first quarter, and he and Ambrose have been completely ineffective, blanketed today by Paul Sanson and Clint Dickens. Over the top it goes, one down to Newman, whose kick was smothered, and over for a boundary throw-in. So another boundary throw-in to come. Ayres up against Kelly. It's one down by Ayres at the front, gathered by Shulk. Sold the dummy but had a couple to beat. Didn't dispose of it correctly, said the umpire, and holding the ball is the decision for Corowa Rutherglen. Newman to take the free. Already doing more up in the middle. Kicks forward. Spencer couldn't take the mark. Gathered there by Campbell. Gave the hand pass in. Thornton has to kick a goal, and he does. Much better for Corowa Rutherglen, but they've got a lot more to come, or they need a lot more to come if they're going to get back into this game. The Roos are 8-6-54. Lavington is 12-15-87, and now to put the ball up in the air. 35 points is the margin. And it's not 35, it's 33 because those scoring people can't count again as Witherden kicks inside 50. Dickens at the back, taps it away, tries to run onto it, and will. Gets a kick right off the outside of the boot and out of bounds on the full. A goal's worth 6, not 4. Get it right.
Their maths are not very good, Brendan. They wouldn't have passed grade 2.
Leave it alone. We don't have calculators in Lovey.
Ball brought in by Lindsay Seymour to the top of the square. Punch down to ground level. Who's there to do the roving? It is Longmire. He's under pressure. And a holding the man decision has been paid, and it's going to Kerry Barr for the Panthers.
Murray to clear out for the Panthers, goes to the far side. Had to be accurate. Ayres got the big fist in front of Luke Carroll towards the boundary line. It'll win out. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Play goes on. It's kept in. Kelly ends up and gives it to Luke Carroll. Swings on his left boot. Had no one to kick to. Has to hope it to go out, but it won't. Campbell's got it. Got plenty of time. Swings around. Spots up a target. Won't find one. Kelly crashes the pack. Ball at ground level. Corowa's got a chance with it and snaps. And, he's put it out of bounds on the full. That would have been a handy one for Corowa. 2 quick ones inside the first 5 minutes. But the ball is sprayed and out of bounds on the full. Fair dinkum, I reckon he's had about that's 10 kicks like this today, Gambo. Sanson.
That's about the 4th or 5th time since about the 20-minute mark of the third quarter that the Roos have had a snap-on goal and kicked it out on the full. So they're having to snap, which is not a good thing.
It's not, and Sanson restarts play, puts it beyond 50, but at the back is Newman, tips inside with his left boot, looking for teammate, could have been with it, and not gathered there, spilled. Good tackle there, Graham Hart for the Panthers holding the ball. He'll get the free kick.
The fumble there was so crucial, and a good tackle by Hart.
Hart comes away. It was against Osborne. He kicks outside defensive 50. Seymour there, Lindsay, and the ball will go over the line for a boundary throw-in. And Graham Hart let Osborne know exactly what he thought about the holding the ball decision. Maybe thought an old bloke shouldn't have caught the rover. As the ball comes back in, Newman with a big fly over the top, won the tap down. Taken by Shill, gave it back to Barr, who's been pretty good, Kerry Barr. Kicks up towards half forward. McGlynn and McKinney flew and neither of them took the mark. Gathered by Chisnell. He gave the hand pass back to McKenzie. There's a whistle. And the free kick to Chisnell, who was dumped as he got rid of the footy. He goes off half back now. Kicks down towards the centre of the ground. In the front spot and taking the mark is Cushit having a run at centre half forward. A mongrel kick towards half forward. Pressure on Osborne. Got a little hand pass out. And now has to pick it up Gambold. Blind turn straight into another man. And he got a high one, said the umpire. A little bit lucky. Umpire Wilkinson even tripping over Marcus Osborne there as he was having trouble with cramp. Campbell goes short. It's taken there by Shilg, who gave it back to Barr. Goes out wide and John Hunt can run off half-back. Decides to stop and steady and bring it in short to Paul Sanson. Star Hotel Player of the Day contender. Gave it back to Barr running past. He's another contender. Cade Mills gathers on half-back. He sends it down towards centre wing position. Well judged there and taken for the ruse. That's Woods. He kicks to 50. Cushit front spot. The fist came in there from Dickens. Play on's the call. Tap forward there by Witherden. He's under pressure. Kelly left it behind him. Witherden took it away from him. He gave the hand pass to Jamie Seymour. Tried to kick off the ground when he couldn't pick it up first go. Smothered. Newman left it behind. Butler bounced off his knee and then he just got through the traffic and went and gathered. Kicked it up towards the centre of the ground. Witherden judged it best, or Longmire judged it best and then dropped the mark. Stevens now gives it off to Hunt. John Hunt at 55 metres. Kicks it in towards half forward and a good mark at the front spot by McKenzie and he charges away.
McKenzie comes out to the near side, swats up his teammate, can't take the mark there for Corowa Rutherglen was Newman. Turns on the left foot and puts it towards half forward, coming out and taking a strong mark. There for them was Cushit. Swings around the right boot, puts it towards the goal square, but no one home for them. In fact, Paul Sanson getting back for the update time this afternoon, takes the mark, clears and gives back to the back pocket, where he has found Kerry Barr.
Quite good today in his return. I know he came back last week, but it's good to see Kerry back in senior football.
And playing good footy too. He goes back just for possession and Paul Sanson chips up and finds Lockie Boyd. Spent a fair bit of time on the bench this afternoon. Goes on his left, a neat looking kick too, and finds Skills McKimmie. It's back bang in the middle of the ground, can drive the Panthers forward, but he can't go too far. It was smothered off the boot. McGlynn can't do too much there, ends up in the hands of Corowa, comes out wide. Chance for Longmire now on the outer side. Will gather. No, doesn't elect to take a bounce. Had some room, tips to the centre half forward. 3 Panthers players get the spoil. Ends up with Lockie Boyd. Elected not to give the hand pass off. The Carroll goes further afield looking for John Hunt. Getting back, courageous mark taken by Newman for Corowa Rutherglen on the half-back flank. He chips into the centre of the ground there looking for... Not Longmire, is it?
For Zachary.
For Zachary, taking the mark in the middle of the ground. Wasn't too bad in the first half, faded out in the second half as many of his teammates. Puts the ball inside 50 to looking for another one, but that man again, Sanson, definitely a Star Hotel Player of the Day contender, and he handballs off the Bar, who will clear it from defence.
Kerry Barr goes out towards centre half back, and now it's gathered there for the Panthers. Looks like Butler gives it off now to Carroll, back to Butler, or is it Brown? No, I was right the first time. Kicks it inside 50, Butler. Ambrose back, couldn't quite take the mark. Now John Hunt runs onto it. He gets caught. That doesn't happen often. Gives the hand pass off to Hillary. Loose man in the square! Send him to Manchester United! It's all over at the Panthers Oval. It's Darren McKimmie. McGlynn, in fact.
Unselfish Josh Hillary.
McGlynn has kicked the goal, and it was out of mid-air. The hand pass came across, and McGlynn just put the boot onto it. You can't miss from there no matter how you do it. But he's kicked a very good goal for Lavington, and it is all over at the Lavington Panthers. Corowa Rutherglen is 8-6-54, 9.5 minutes final quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard.
Jono, what's the feeling down there on the ground level? Corowa still got an outside chance?
Ball went out of the centre by Todd Brown. Quick kick, but it was chopped off on the half-back line. Half forward for the Panthers by Guy Chisnell. Chips up looking for Ambrose. That's where he's got a lot of his kicks today on centre wing. Hasn't had too much of it. Chips towards half forward. A strong mark. The only man that went up for it in the end.
Cushit.
And Cushit has taken a mark just inside 50. So a kick from beyond at about 53 metres out. And try to put through the 9th for Corowa Rutherglen for the afternoon. What do you reckon, Gambo?
He's a chance, but...
There's a mill at your place on the line.
He's a centre half back. He'll miss.
He's a backman.
All right. Rhodes, he slagged him. Wouldn't be the only player he's done it to, and the kick is offline. Well, there you go.
He kicked it like a backman because he just really hoped and he didn't really line it up like a good forward should. So it's often the case with backmen when they go forward. They can win the ball but find it hard to kick for goal. But Paul Sanson, he's played a great game today. Of course, he does a tremendous job as a curator of this ground and a very talented cricketer as well.
He goes short, Paul Sanson. Clint Dickens had it knocked away from him. Thornton gave it off to Witherden. Couldn't break the tackle, and his kick to the goal square has been marked there comfortably. And that was by Albers, who gave it off to the running player. Look like Boyd, is it? He goes out towards half-back flank. Stevens now, or Shield. One of the two with the long hair. Comes back to Ayres. He's inboard now for Zachary. Gives a hand pass to Campbell. Campbell goes short, and it's well judged there. And coming out, Paul Sanson again. He goes short, and a chance now for Matthews to clear for Lavington.
He goes out to the far side and spots up teammates in McGlynn, it looked like out there. Puts it inside 50, looking for Tim Sanson. Will gather now. Handball comes off to John Hunt. Went back inside, couldn't find a teammate. In fact, the boundary line did beat him, and out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw-in. About 35 around from the Panthers' goals. They lead 13-15, 93 to Corowa Rutherglen, 8-7, 55.
So chance now for Newman, dispossessed. Now Witherden. He's been serviceable, Matty Witherden. Kicks down towards centre wing. Matthews couldn't take the mark. Under pressure, taken away from him by Chisnell. Barr under pressure from Campbell. Now he did well, Kerry Barr to Stevens and back to Barr. Kerry Barr on the left. Kicks it short, and Longmire is in the road and takes an easy mark for Corowa Rutherglen. They're under siege, the Roos. Have been most of the day. Longmire to half forward. Big fly came from Cushit. Couldn't take the mark. Hart went by hand to the advantage there of Carroll. Luke Carroll goes inboard and finds Butler at centre wing. Adam Butler swings around now onto the right. Goes inside forward 50. Tim Sanson the target. 2 to beat. Does it easy. No problem at all for Tim Sanson as he outmarks both Newman and Watson. And a big job there for Watson, who's gone under Tim Sanson as well.
Good learning experience for the young fella, but when the ball's kicked up long and direct to the Lavington Panthers coach, he's still a hard man to beat. And if he could kick a goal from this position, it'd be his 4th of the afternoon, which would be a good return.
He's kicked 3 goals, 1 Tim Sanson. Another player has been serviceable, but Lavington's had plenty of them today. Tim Sanson comes in, he'll kick from 45-degree angle, 45 metres out, and that is swinging back beautifully on the breeze, and that is a goal for Lavington, 4 to Tim Sanson, and the Panthers are cruising 14-15-99, Corowa Rutherglen 8-7-55, and that is on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard, 13.5 minutes final quarter, the Roofing Centre, Oak FM, O&M Football.
Back here at the Panthers, ball went up in the centre, Stack went on the mill, and we'll have a bounce up once more. Umpire, in fact, throws the ball into the air. Ruck went at it, Ayres got the tap down. As I say, it's faded out in the second half. Kerry Barr got a quick kick out, went no further than Longmire for Corowa. Doesn't waste a lot of time, swings around in his right boot. They need a fair bit of urgency. Paul Sanson in front will receive the free kick for in the back. And he'll go back on defensive 50 for the Panthers. He's got a chance to switch to inside defensive 50 further to Luke Carroll. Doesn't do so. It had Lockie Boyd wider. Went the other side and it found Kerry Barr. Kerry Barr on his trusted left boot puts it just forward to centre wing for the Panthers. At the back there was Mackenzie for Corowa. Chips up. Oh! Getting up was Mark Armand. Didn't muck around in getting the handball off to Corey Brown. He's got Kelly in the middle, but it went above past him to Shield. Shield swings on his left boot. Goes towards Butler. Coming off the packet, tap down towards Luke Carroll, puts it towards Timber! Tim Sanson can't take the mark, play goes on, ends up with Mackenzie, it looked like. Kicks out just in front of us, looking for his teammate in No, it's not Cushit. Woods picks up, kicks up now, looking for Ayres. Can't get it. Lockie Boyd did well to spoil with it and coming through for Corowa. Well wrapped up by Barr. Gave off a handball, went back to Ambrose. Chips across on his right boot. Longmire's out there, but Cushit is the player for Corowa Rutherglen taking the mark. 40 metres out and will line up and now have another opportunity to convert their ninth of the afternoon.
He needs to take these opportunities, Cushit, because he's been shifted forward for a reason, and there may be other games where he has to go forward, and he should be endeavouring to kick his first goal for the afternoon with this kick.
Jono, we'll get to you with the changes on the Panthers bench shortly as Cushit approaches for his kick. Kicks from 40. Looks a fairly decent kicker, though. He's just shanked it across slightly, and a one behind the stick. Takes them to 8:56. Trail the Panthers 14-15-99. You can put this one in the bag. Tim Sanson and his boys be very, very happy tonight. Jono.
I don't think Matthews is totally fit either, just looking at him down in front of us, Jono.
Jono, you'd have to be impressed by the game of Paul Sanson today.
He goes short, Paul Sanson. He's a big reason why Lavington's in front by 43. The kick goes outside 50. Kelly had to spoil theirs. Carroll now to Hunt. And John Hunt has a bounce. That's Courage. Gives it off now to Kelly. Now to Todd Brown. Back inboard to Hunt, who just runs away from Brendan Ayres. Kicks it down towards forward 50. And a big fly from the side from Shield. Not quite. Gives the hand pass off. McGlynn runs into an open goal and decides to pass at the last minute and gives it to his coach, Timber, 10 metres out, directly in front.
Very smart, especially if he hasn't been
Sure.
setting the world on fire this season, Lee McGlynn. And
Get a game next week doing that. Timbers kick 5 and Lavington is handing out a flogging to the Roos today. It's 15-15, 105 Lavington, 8-8-56 Corowa Rutherglen, 18 minutes final quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. This is the Lavington that we've been...
I was laughing.
Did you pick Wodonga Raiders?
I did. Back in the centre of the ground, ball goes up. I thought they'd flog him too, to be honest. Pagey told me to get me money on. Ball went up, Stacks on the mill, ball up. In fact, Pagey was telling me they were going to have a win this week because he was coming back in the twos.
You're dreaming, man.
Well, they got a win, didn't they? So there you go. I'm not dreaming. Back in the centre. I'm an expert tipster, I'll tell you.
Good
Tip
on
the
you.
Panthers all the way. Bell back in the centre now. Up it goes. Kelly had his shirt dragged. Umpire said, we'll let it go anyway. You're too far in front. Ball come down. Chance for Corowa. Ends up with Newman, who didn't have a bad start. Todd Brown wraps him up. The umpire's been hot on that all day, and he does pay holding the ball. Panthers tried to go on with it, but it will come back to Todd Brown just forward of centre.
Panthers have won the tactical battles too by having Newman and Ambrose shifted up into the middle of the ground. Even though they're both going to get the ball, they're not used to setting up scoring opportunities for teammates, and that's a tactical win for Lavington in that area.
Brown goes inside 50, gathered off the pack by McKinney, who's back there. It's only Woods for the Roos. Only for Lavington's sake anyway, as Woods bounces his way out of defence. He goes down towards halfback, and Armand makes the spoil. He's been serviceable, gives it back to Barr. Kerry Barr goes with the hands to the advantage of a teammate there who looked like Hillary. The ball fell to Spencer instead. He goes to half forward for Ambrose. A very rare touch for him to Newman. A rare touch for him. He took his man on and was lucky not to get pinged. The ball up is the result on the centre edge of the centre square for the Roos. The margin is 49 points.
And they're finishing off the game, the Panthers, aren't they, Gambo?
That's so important in this situation, not to let Corowa kick some sort of late goals. And very impressive. Luke Carroll's tackle on Newman was really good then.
Ambrose won it down, and another ball up will result as Longmire is wrapped up in a tackle there by the Lavington player in Albers.
Something Lavington's done really well today is their tackling. They've just stopped Corowa players when they've been running, and it's so important in football, and players don't like being tackled hard and dragged to the ground.
We'll get another ball up. It's just inside 50 for Corowa Rutherglen. We'll have another ball up about 45 out. We've gone 20-44 in this third term. The quarters so far, 29.5, 30, just over 31, 31, 10 and 30. Ball went up, Corowa Rutherglen a chance. Osborne ends up getting it. He spun this way and that, tackled by a bar, and the umpire says, you can't do that, son. You can't take on a couple of blokes and get caught. Turnover. It'll go to Kerry Barr, gets up. He'll slow things down. We're in the time on in this fourth and final term, and the umpires know he's going to tell him to go back around the mark. Kerry looks at him and says, come on, mate. I want to get home. Goes back to Barry now. Could give off to Luke Carroll, doesn't do this. No, in fact, it's the reason Luke Carroll's going to take the free kick. Luke kicks up looking for Cade Stevens. Drops what he could have taken. Handball did well. Threaded the needle and got it over to Todd Brown. Put him inside 50. McKimmie comes out. Over his head, Mills, who's had a serviceable game for Corowa Rutherglen. Jumping over the top there was, I'm not sure, the Panthers play. Lucky not to give away a free kick. And we'll have a ball up. Josh Hillary it was. About 35 out from the Panthers goal. One more would just absolutely put the icing on the cake, I reckon. Up goes Kelly. Ball comes down. Nyla got a decisive tap. Comes out. Cade Stevens in the way. Couple to beat. Did so. Put it into Luke Carroll. Can just chip 15 across and find Benny Albers. Slowed things up. Tries to honour the leader. Timber! Who comes out and will have an opportunity. He's marked about 40 metres out. Will kick just inside 50 or about 35 out. He'll kick just inside 50 and try to put through his number 6. Could you get him in the votes today, Gambo?
A chance, but young Chris Watson from Rutherglen, he's just finding out how difficult it is to play against a quality player in the last quarter, and a real learning experience for young Watson from Corowa Rutherglen.
Timbers kick on its way. He's tried to bring it from right to left again. This time it doesn't work. And a through for one behind to the near side. Takes the Panthers to 15-16, 106 to 8-56. He's giving me hand signals again. I think that's 5 goals too, Rosie. We're on some here. Just
You've
as long as you don't stick up that middle one, mate, we're right.
Left-handers goals, right-handers points. Let's hope he doesn't get 6 because I'll have to count from somewhere else.
Toes.
As the ball comes in from Shield, chops off the kick in and caps this game off with a goal. Luke Shield does it well. Lavington do it well. And it's 16-16, 112 Lavington. Double the score of Corowa Rutherglen now, 8-8-56. 23 and a half minutes final quarter. And that scoreline is a true indication of the game on the Roofing Centre, Oak FM, O&M Football.
Jono McKimmie just off for a spell for the off for the rest of the game. Good game for him. Well, they've got this one won the Panthers. I guess this underlines more than anything that we do have a very even 2005 comp, guys.
Oh, it does when you got the 9th team beating the top team, and the rest of the competition will take notice of this result today.
They'll be a surprise around the other grounds.
Not just beating them, thrashing them.
Absolutely. Ball goes up. Graham Hart camped himself under it and took a very good mark. Goes back. Goes to switch to the far side to Kerry Barr. He's knocking up touches in the last quarter. Can't quite hold it. Play goes on in the end, picked up out there and ends up with Longmire on the outer wing, it looks like. We'll thump him inside 50. Can Corowa get a late consolation goal? At the back is Lockie Boyd. Dragged off it was Graham Hart. Play goes on, ends up with Armin. Armin chips out wide and will find Kelly. Kelly elects not to give it back. Got a bit of space. No one stood the mark. Come out just in front of us to centre wing now. At the back, I'm not sure there. Dickens for the Panthers goes in. Carroll flicks it out to Schill. Goes over his head, Ambrose in hot pursuit, goes back to Albers, spins around on his right boot, had to be precise down the line, can't take the mark, getting back was O'Neill, swings around right, kicks it back right to centre wing in front, Benny Albers goes up, can't take the mark, Kelly handballs off to Carroll, slipping over where was Newman, Carroll got it smothered off the boot, play goes on, ends up with Woods, hot pursuit was McGlynn, puts towards half forward, let's get a bit of excitement in the game to finish off with. Tackle there was the Spencer. Play goes on. A chance for Corowa Rutherglen to go driving forward. Lockie Boy's the last one on defence and will gather this and clear. If he can pick it up, he can give it to Paul Sanson. Runs around one. Can still give it to Paul Sanson. Doesn't. Kicks out wide and will find Luke Carroll.
Luke Carroll now has it, gives it back to Boyd, who ran well. He got around for Zachary well. But a good smother there by Spencer. He ran onto the crumbs, kicks it up towards the goal square. One out, Cushit and Stevens give it to Stevens. He wins that hands down, and it's through for a rush behind to the Kangaroos. They go to 8-9-57. Lavington 16-16, 112. 26 minutes final quarter on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. Kick-in came to the advantage of Matthews, who went out to centre wing looking for Hillary. Him and Mackenzie both slip over. Brendan Anderson goes in. Todd Brown diving on at Seymour, but Brown was too good. And it ends up falling out to Longmire, who gave it to Mackenzie. Mackenzie uses the famous family pace and runs over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, he did.
A bit of an anti-climax there. He just ran straight over the line.
He went too close to the line, but it's been a disappointing result for Corowa. When they review this match, they've got to remember that their key forwards have been well beaten up into the middle of the ground. They're going to be in difficulty, and Newman has a kick now.
Newman kicks inside 50. It almost caught Cushit by surprise. Gathered by Spencer, who kicked it up. In fact, McIntyre kicked it up to the goal square, and it bounces away from the players up forward and through for a behind to the Roos. They're 8-10-58. Lavington 16-16, 112. 54 points the difference on the Corowa Exhaust Centre scoreboard. 27 minutes final quarter.
We'll have to check.
He hadn't had 25 or 30 kicks, has he? Maybe a bit of jarring in there.
Few injuries this afternoon. We'll have to check that with Jono after the game. Ball comes in. Graham Hart taking the mark. I noticed at three-quarter time, Brett Sanson, who did something down in the Achilles, was coming off with a bit of ice. But there's the siren end of the game. 27.5 minutes in the final term, and the Panthers have run out in the end, convincing victors, defeating Corowa Rutherglen 16-16, 112. Defeating Corowa Rutherglen 8-10-58. A comfortable victory for them this afternoon. Just before we go to the goal kickers, Gambo, the Panthers, is that the turning point of their season right there, do you think?
Quite likely, because they've played great football and they've shown the rest of the competition that there's still a lot of talent and the ability to be able to produce great football, and full credit to the Lavington side today. They have turned around their form from the first month, and we just look forward to hearing what the coaches say in the pre-match. But a great win for Lavington, and a little bit of soul searching for Corowa Rutherglen to do in the break.
Celebration times for the Lavington Panthers. Good old Lavington forever. We know how to play this.
What's wrong with him?
Hey?
What's wrong with that guy?
Belly.
What do you want?
Wanted to know what CDU score was. First name. Cheer the Barrackers will shout.
Give me another.